Hey, 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 good morning. Wanted to jump on live today and talk to you a little bit about your first course video. So often what happens is the advice that you get is just like, you know what, just go live, start doing video, record your course. It's going to be great. But I'm going to tell you that actually there's a little bit more to it before you get started. So let's talk about that. And then what is the very first video that you should be recording? So first off, as you're going through and thinking about how do you turn your expertise or your business practice into an online course, the very first thing to think about is who are you serving and what results are you getting for them? And then what's the path that you need to create for them in order for them to be successful, right? So they're kind of going from this place and they want to be here, so you're going to create that path to get them there, right? So we talk a lot about that. You've seen some different videos that I've already produced around that. So we talk about that results or success path quite a bit in Learn Academy. And so that's where you're starting, right? Is who am I serving? How can I get them the result that they want? And then what's the path that I want to take them on? And so it's really identifying what that path is. And then the trick is you have to actually communicate with your learner as to what that path is, right? As the expert, as the guide, you are the one who's giving them that fastest path to their result, right? That's why they're paying you. That's why what you have is really valuable, is that you can take your expertise and say, here, let me guide you on what's the fastest way to do this. The problem is that so often when we start with our course, when we start producing our videos, we start in the wrong place. And what we know about adult learners is that they like to know the path that they're going to be on, right? So just like if you were going to take a trip, so I'm in Minnesota, if I decided to take a trip to New York, right? And I'm not going to just jump in the car and start driving to New York, right? I'm not going to just go east. I'm going to look at a map and I'm going to kind of plan my route out to New York from Minnesota based on how the map tells me, right? Because otherwise, if I don't do that, I just head east, I may end up in a dead end road. I may end up at a dirt road where I have to backtrack and spend tons of time going backwards. You don't want to do that, right? Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to get to their destination without a lot of starts and stops and all of that crazy business, right? So people are looking for milestones along the way. And so when you're doing your course, the very first video you should be doing is to share with them the big picture. Give them the map that will show the milestones along the path that will help them get to that result, right? So we call those steps along the path, right? So we're actually doing a journey, a learner's journey all the way through. And we're going to share with them what that journey is before we dig into the content. So often, people say, let me tell you all about my topic. And they get into the history and the details and the this and the that and the other thing. And somebody's lost from the time that they first walk into your course. So my tip for you today is to really map out that path, whatever that success path looks like for your learners, right? Where they are today, where they want to go, and then tell them the path and the approach that you're going to take them on as they go through your course. That should be your very first video. You can do that direct to camera like I'm doing right now, or you can do it in a PowerPoint deck or some kind of presentation software where you're walking them through what that looks like. In Learn Academy, we talk about how to visualize that, right? How to share that actual physical visual map with your learners so they can, kind of check off where they are and get rewarded along the path. But at the essence, it's really about describing what that path looks like for your learner all the way through. That is your very first video. And then after that, the next videos that you're going to do, the next training that you're going to do is really around teaching the framework within each of the steps, right? So what do they need to do in that particular step in order to be successful and get to the next step, right? So if I'm driving from Minneapolis to New York, what are the milestones along the way? I may have milestones where I'm staying in different hotels along the path. I may be looking at how, the different gas stations that I need to stop at. Those could be my milestones. different locations, the tourist locations or whatever along the way. Those could be my milestones, right? So whatever those milestones are to get to the destination based on the goal is how you want to tee that up for people at the beginning. So for those of you who are just getting started and you're like, I don't even know, how to get into this game and help my people, it is giving them that big picture so they can see how they are going to take the fastest route to results. So there you go. I hope that serves you today. This was our course building secrets tip of the day. All right, have a good rest of your day.